Hi, and welcome to my guide to Final Fantasy XIV's unique content called the Masked Carnival. This will continue from my last video with the next 4 trials, so let's get started. First off, before we get to said trials, I want to bring up 2 combos we will be using in some of these fights. The first is the Ultra Vibration combo. It starts with Hydro Pull, but only use it if there are multiple enemies on the field. Next, use the Ram's Voice to freeze the enemies, and Ultra Vibration to wipe them out. The other combo is the Final Sting combo. This is used to finish off enemies with a lot of HP or with very annoying mechanics. To do this, you start with using Off Guard on your target, then use Whistle, then use Tingle on your target, then use Moon Flute, and then finish it up with Final Sting. Be aware this will incapacitate you, but as long as there are no living targets left on the field, you will continue to the next act, or complete the trial if you were on the final act. This will also give you a 10-minute debuff called Brush with Death, which prevents you from using similar abilities like Final Sting. As long as you are in the Masked Carnival, however, this debuff will be removed whether you complete or fail a trial. With all that said, let's continue on to the fights. We're going to start with number 21, Chimera on a Hot Tin Roof. This is a 2-act fight pitting you off against 2 arena imps and a Chimera named Epidemic. If you have not learned the Ram's Voice or the Dragon's Voice, at this point you can learn them from Epidemic. There really isn't too much to this trial. In Act 1, just use the Ultra Vibration combo to take care of the imps. For Act 2, Epidemic uses traditional Chimera attacks. The Ram's Voice is a point-blank area of effect that causes deep freeze on you, so run away when you see this cast. Following up is the Dragon's Voice, which is a large donut area of effect attack that causes paralysis, so run near Epidemic when this is cast. When Epidemic is at 80% remaining HP, you can use the Final Sting combo to finish it off. So for the spell loadout, you'll want your choice of attack. I use Abyssal Transfixion for this. Beyond that, equip your Ultra Vibration combo and Final Sting combo to take out both acts quickly. Here's how the fight looks. Next up is number 22, Here Comes the Boom. This is another 2-act fight starting out with 4 arena grenades, then finishing up with a Forefather. In Act 1, just attack each of the arena grenades individually as they have minimal HP. If they do manage to survive an attack, they detonate, dealing lethal damage to you, so don't use Hydro Pull here. For Act 2, the Forefather will use a lot of area of effect attacks, just dodge these as they come up. Periodically, the Forefather will use Bombshell Drop to summon an arena grenade to the field. Quickly take it out the same way that you did in Act 1, because the Forefather will use the ability Ignition. This room-wide area of effect attack also causes the grenade to detonate, so be sure to clear it out beforehand. Eventually, the Forefather will use Bombshell Drop again to summon an arena gas bomb. This is where Hydro Pull comes in. You'll want to drag the gas bomb so that its Flash Zoom attack hits the Forefather. If it does not, the Forefather's ability Burst will not be stunned, and in a blaze of not-so-glory, you will receive lethal damage. Aside from this, use the Final Sting combo around 25% remaining HP, and you're finished with this fight. For the spell loadout, I use Abyssal Transfixion, but you can use any attack you want. You'll want Hydro Pull to position the arena gas bomb properly, and the Final Sting combo to finish off the Forefather. Here's how the fight looks. Next up is number 23, Behemoths and Broomsticks. In this fight, you're up against the Crown Prince Behemoth. There are a few things to note about this fight. The first being that its auto attacks hit pretty hard, so Bad Breath can help mitigate this damage. The first attack he does is Cherub Disc, which leaves behind a Maelstrom. Keep enough distance from Maelstroms as they do an area of effect attack that can suck you in and deal a lot of damage to you. It's probably wise to stay near the edge of the arena to keep extra room available to dodge the other attacks he does. The only other thing to be concerned with would be Ecliptic Meteor. Use Diamondback to mitigate this, as its damage is lethal if you don't use it when it goes off. To finish, when the Behemoth is around 20% remaining HP, you can use the Final Sting combo to finish it off. With all that covered, here's the spell loadout. For Etheric Mimicry, you'll want to be in Healer stance. Like I said earlier, this Behemoth hits very hard and you'll want a lot of healing, so use Palm Cure. For attacks, you can use pretty much anything you'd like. Again, I use Abyssal Transfixion for this one. You'll want Bad Breath specifically to lower the damage the Behemoth deals to you, Diamondback to mitigate Ecliptic Meteor, and finally the Final Sting combo to finish it off. Here's how the fight looks. For the final trial for this video, number 24, Amazing Technicolor Pit Fiends. This 3-act trial pits you off against a few various combat mammoths, and finally a Tauros enemy named Epilogi. If you have not learned them by now, you can learn Condensed Libra from the Arena Scribe and Magic Hammer from Epilogi. For Act 1, you can use level 5 Death. there is a low chance it can miss, so if it does, simply burn down the Viking with magical base spells and the Magus with physical base spells. You must hit each with their weakness or it won't deal much damage to it. For Act 2, the next couple mechanics need to be dealt with properly, or else you'll find yourself taking lethal damage. First, the scribe will cast Silence. As the name suggests, you won't be able to do spellcasting for a while, and you need to interrupt this as soon as possible. It will be followed up with an ability called Condensed Libra, which drops your physical resistance by a lot. Remove this with Exuviation. Next is Triple Hit, a physical based attack that hits 3 times. If you fail to properly handle the last 2 mechanics, then this attack is lethal. Even if you properly handle these mechanics, Triple Hit will hit very hard. Make sure to be fully healed before this goes off and quickly heal after it does. Eventually, another set of mammoths from Act 1 will appear again, so take them out like before. Magical base spells for the Viking, physical base spells for the Magus. There is a chance the scribe may cast Silence while you're dealing with the other mammoths. Be ready to disengage the other mammoths to interrupt the scribe. For Act 3, Epilogi will first do Page Tear, which is an untelegraphed attack to its front. Move to the side and you'll dodge it. Then it will do Magic Hammer. As soon as you see the area of effect telegraph on the ground, get out quick. This cast is deceptively short. And finally, Gale Cut. This puts up a number of wind orbs around the field. Epilogi will follow up with Head Down, a homing attack with a large knockback. Make sure to position yourself so that you don't get pushed into the orbs. When Epilogi is at 70% remaining HP, you can finish him off with the Final Sting combo. With all that out of the way, let's go to the spell loadout. This is not as heal intensive a fight as you would think, so for Etheric Mimicry, use DPS stance this time. Bring along White Wind and Exuviation. For attacks, you'll want level 5 Death for a fast Act 1. You'll also want 1 physical and 1 magical base spell to deal with the mammoths. I used Abyssal Transfixion and Glower for this purpose. Bring along Flying Sardine to interrupt mechanics, and the Final Sting combo to finish off Epilogi. This is how the fight looks. I certainly hope this guide helped you along in completing these trials. With that said, farewell for now, see you in the next video, and as always, thanks for watching.